This Wednesday, I'm going to the National Eucharistic Congress in Indianapolis. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to be there for 5 days, and so I got to pack. And that's where my problem comes in, because I'm a horrible packer. I pack way too much stuff. You know, even though I haven't had an asthma attack in I don't know how many years, maybe I should take my inhaler. You know, maybe I might get there might be rain and my clothes might get wet, so maybe I should take even more clothes. This, that, and the other, and before you know it, I'm pretty much having a minivan full of stuff carted around for this 5-day trip. And in the kicker of it all, it's like I'm not going to some third world country, I'm going to Indianapolis. If I need something, there's a mall and there's Walmarts all over the place. And the bottom line is I don't trust things are going to work out. And not a lot of people have that problem. I mean, I've seen parents who are going to be the first-time parents, and they're reading all sorts of books, thinking all sorts of things they're going to need this, that, and the other, and then the baby comes. And it's like, well, it's nothing like it was in the book, and you have all the grandparents nosing on in and wanting to help. And so you worried all this time for nothing. In reality, it's easy when we don't trust. You just keep on working and working and working until you feel like you're ready. But that's not the way God works. He invites us to trust in Him. And these readings today have that trust in Him, because in the first reading we have the book of the prophet Amos. Amos is called to be a prophet. Well, he's not one of the temple prophets who are paid to prophecy. He's not like authority or set apart. No, he's a dresser of sycamores. That means he's basically a farmer. And yet he's called not only to be a prophet, but prophet for another country other than his own. He's in Judah. He has to go to Israel and tell them what for by God. And yet he trusts in him. Trusts and leaves and goes and does what he's told. Even in the face of opposition, he trusts in the Lord. We see in this gospel reading as well, where the 12 are sent out. And you got to remember again, these 12 are not religious leaders. They're tax collectors, fishermen. And yet they're sent out. They're sent out to go and drive out demons, cure the sick, and proclaim the gospel message. Now, if you told me, hey, Father Mike, I want you to cast out demons and cure the sick, I'd say, what? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to go about doing that? And yet, that's what they're called to do. And they go and do that. And as a matter of fact, they are trusting so much that they don't go out with nothing. Just a walking stick. No food, no sack, no money in their belts. And not a second tunic. They trust the Lord, and it works out. And in reality, for all of us, do we trust in the Lord? Maybe it's saying that, am I willing to try a new ministry that I've never tried before? Am I willing to try something, step out in faith, to do something that I might not be so comfortable about? We take, for example, our patriarch in faith, Abraham, who left his town and left his comfortable way of life when he was 70 to go and travel and to follow the Lord. For all of us, this whole life journey is an exercise in trust. Do we trust in the Lord? Each and every time we trust the Lord, we get a little bit better at it. Because in the end, at the end of our lives, we are faced with the biggest trust of all. Are we going to trust the Lord when we die? Are we going to fight it tooth and nail, or are we going to place our hands in the hands of a loving God who will carry us home to heaven? This parish has a good devotion to the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And in the Divine Mercy Chaplet, the picture of Jesus on the bottom says, Jesus, I trust in you. Is that a true statement that we can say? Can we say that we do indeed trust the Lord in all things, so that when the time comes, we will trust him with our very lives?